Hey, what's going on, friends and family? My name's Skylent, and currently I am doing an episodic review of the World of Warcraft. I have a really produced video coming just talking about the early game. I went and played most of the races, all the classes actually, including Death Knight, not Demon Hunter, because that's not an early game class, but regardless, I played them all, even Pandaren, man. And I made characters and I checked them out, and I'm gonna do a big video on that. But I wanted to spit this one out because I had a lot of fun talking about it on stream. If you guys want to watch my streams, click the bell for the tell whenever I do go live. That's pretty much every day. Been trying to do that, and we're doing a lot of World of Warcraft and MMO reviews currently for this season. Regardless, one of the things that's gonna be very prohibitive to a lot of players is going to be the character customization inside of the World of Warcraft. And I kind of want to quell some fears here with this video, but also maybe have a little bit of fun picking at the game, because there's definitely some criticisms to be had. So if we can all go into this with some light hearts, I think we'll have a good time. But just know that most of the customization in World of Warcraft, which I personally would rank in a top 10 MMO list for customization, comes through gameplay, comes through actually fighting and acquiring different armor pieces. So if I actually go back, you can see my Death Knight. He looks quite spectacular. You know, he's a higher level character, and I can switch and swap all sorts of different armor pieces. And then my monk is going to look a very particular way, and she's going to have her own particular armor that she's going to level up and get. Priests, you know, they have their own cloth stuff, and priests can look pretty ridiculous. But that's going to be the thing, is, yeah, like, the characters, I think we can all admit, the initial customization isn't fantastic, and we're going to prove that through this video. But as you play the game, you will look significantly more badass, and there's so much more customization than overwhelmingly, I would say, most MMOs. A lot of people like to say BDO has great customization. Not really. It's got like a handful of outfits. Its initial customization is great, but the fine little details, how much do those matter in a massive game? Well, we're gonna actually kind of talk about that still. How much do these fine little details matter? Well, initially, just know that WoW's customization will never be about fine little details. It's all about big macro changes. So yes, lots of races. In fact, they've kind of really are hitting that home with this new concept called allied races, where this is something you kind of see in action RPG, where you go through a game with a character, and then you hit max level, but maybe you want to change, you want to make a new character, you want to acquire a new hero or something. Well, in this game, you can get a whole new race. So you do some questing, you get a reputation up, then you have access to a new race. So you start over again with this new race, which actually, if you hit more info, they do have their own passives, they have their own backstory. They don't just look different, they are different. And so yeah, like this Nightborn's gonna be amazing mages. High Mountain's gonna be amazing monks, I think. So yeah, really good at tanking as well. Lightforged, fantastic paladins, and Void Elves are, you know what? I don't even know. Spellcasts aren't delayed by damage. Probably something with a lot of channels. I don't know. Maybe like Mage, Warlock. I don't know. Some stuff like that. Freaking who knows? Regardless. So you do get these, and they do have very different designs. So you can see the Turin here have, let's see, this sort of customization. I'm just going to randomize here so you can kind of get a feel for the female Turin here. You see they get some tattoos and things, some big macro appearances. Now compare that to the normal Turin female, and you can see there is a difference. There is definitely a big macro difference, but the fine little details are pretty similar, actually, though. So yeah, if you want to have a very different Turin, well, then play as whatever, gain reputation with that faction, and then boom, now you get a really cool looking Turin that you have to then re-level. That's gonna be the thing. So we can see that, there's definitely a big difference between human, orc, dwarf, undead. All these look really freaking different. So that's cool. Initially, inside the World of Warcraft, a lot of people are going to have very different movements, very different personalities here, very different silhouettes. And that's all very important. It's all very big. But down to earth, guys. Let's bring it way down for the hardcore role player and such, and for the people who like the RPG and their MMORPG. The initial customization is not that fantastic, and it can turn people away. I myself have quit games, rage quit them, inside of the character customization. Runes of Magic was one of them. Yeah, when you can make stupid fat heads, that's a big thing. So I actually really like that there is no sliders in WoW. I am not asking for sliders. All I'm asking is for just a few more stuffs. So we can actually look through here. There's only a few customization options or any one race. And some of these aren't that impactful. So obviously tusks, hugely impactful. Except it looks like we had, okay, how many of these kind of tusks are there? So there's 1, 2, 3, this one changes the face paint. Yeah, these kind of do, sometimes they do change the face paint, but that's, I don't know, I feel like that could be its own separate slider. Really? Because who's going to see the face paint? What we're going to see mostly through the armors is going to be the tusks. So basically, it says that there's what, like 9, 10, 11 options, but not really. It's really going to feel more like 4 or 5, which is a tragedy. Also, if we go to coloring, sometimes coloring can be pretty similar. So now, the trolls colors are freaking awesome. In all the different druid forms, it definitely makes an impact. But when it comes to skin color and things like that, or the troll's faces actually can be, no, yeah. Actually, the very unique polygonal faces only are swapped with textures, it looks like. Sometimes it looks like there's additions, but yeah, no, it's just, the faces can be pretty similar. But yeah, skin color is also something similar. I just want a little bit more variety, just like maybe for every single race, I think it would be good to add 2 of every single option and make sure that they're really cool new options. Now, I know that you can actually go in-game, so maybe you guys don't know this, but like, let's say I make a human and he's bald, okay? But you can actually go in-game and get a haircut to where you then have this hairstyle. Where is it? You can actually get this hairstyle for a human, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I know the captain is, whatever. You can do that. You can go in-game and there should be extra hairstyles, but I really want a lot of that stuff. I don't just want other races' hairstyles slapped on my race. I want actual unique stuff inside the initial character creator, because we don't have sliders. We don't have any other way to compete with any other games. But I think it's now time that we move on to, yeah, look at this. Like, we don't need all of those different skin colors. You could probably skip every other one. It's not necessary, frankly. Like, maybe if you gave them like different textures or something so that you can look a little bit different, maybe a little less old, maybe you do want to look older, and then, you know, we don't need as many of these old looking faces. We can just have a few, or maybe even go a little bit older even. I don't know. I feel like skin color for humans should also be skin texture of some kind. I think there's more ways that we can take what we have and just make it a little bit extra, which I kind of complained about with the trolls, actually, how the trolls have the tusks, but then they add on the paint to that certain option. Well, maybe, but, you know, you got to do what you got to do, I guess. So, okay, I do want to talk about, though, about some things that look bad, but I think we can all just agree that a lot of stuff doesn't look that bad for how old this game is. Like, I think, like, look at that, like, that looks pretty good, you know, if we kind of zoom in on this guy, like, that looks pretty decent. Very clean, very unique silhouette. The graphics have been updated quite a bit, though some look a little more awkward than others, such as the Goblin, I think-ish. Blood Elf still looks pretty good, but I don't know, Draenei males, I don't know, kind of, I don't know, it's just me personally, kind of ugly, but hey, that's what it is, man. Oh yeah, also, I think gnomes, I don't know, dude, gnomes are freaking scary looking. But regardless, my dudes, there are some things that just look bad. So one of the things I want to talk about is going to be the Worgen Female specifically. So if you look at the male has this very interesting aesthetic. Right? He's very, very peculiar. I'm kind of feeling the feral from it. You know, some people have some complaints, but overall, I think it looks pretty good. I think it looks pretty decent, and the customization's pretty okay too. I kind of wish maybe there was, you know, of course, a little bit more. That's all I need is just a little bit more. Because I feel like from this, you can make maybe like 3 or 4 unique Worgens. That's fine, I guess. I just, a little bit more. Like, why can't we change the hair back here? You know, trolls get this crazy hair. Why can't I have like a mohawk all the way running down? Or something like that. Hey, maybe that's a customization in game. I don't know. Haven't done that for a Worgen yet. But yeah, this Worgen face looks pretty different from like this Worgen face. You know, so you can make some different Worgens, not quite enough. But my big problem is this one. What the hell? This looks so different. And yeah, Worgens, they're werewolves, so there's a human little counterpart, but what the crap? What the Disney? You know, this looks like this doesn't, I mean, to me this doesn't look right. There's just something wrong about this, and I'm not the only one who thinks so. In fact, actually, if we go on Google, where there's a lot of people that have complained about it, and if you look at this art, this looks more like what a female Worgen should look like. Almost more foxy, more slender. Definitely not with that bulbous weird eye thing. If you look at a lot of different art, we will even see direct comparisons, like people complaining that like, hey man, look at this. There's Blizzard's version. Let's you know, can we just not have this? Like, what? It's just ridiculous, you know? Like even just the eye, even if you just change the eye texture, it would make a world of difference. It's actually kind of insane. So this is what the community is thinking about stuff like that. In this, I think, see, man, this looks better. It should definitely have more of that of foxish appeal. Not, I don't even, yeah, it should be like this. Like, I don't even know what's going on with, what? No, this looks awful. So that's one thing I definitely want to criticize is the Worgen one there. But I mean, you know, I still have my complaints over like Goblin look weird, you know, Gnome look weird, but for the Worgen Female, I just feel like it doesn't actually fit. And there's a few more that we can talk about, I think. I think Orcs should actually be I mean, they've definitely been enhanced, but I still feel like their silhouette is a little bit too silly. Like, they're a little bit too silly. I think they should be a little bit more like hell screamy. Not like this looks like a lazy peon. Like, I'm not really feeling this. Give me some more hell scream. But regardless, okay, so Undead look pretty fantastic, but I want to talk about some stuff that's bad. So we're going to Turin here. Turin, I think they're such a cool race, but like, let's admit it, the animalistic races from like Guild Wars 2, you know, the Char, that's something that looks sick, right? Very muscular, very lean, very, you know, core. These guys are very cowish. Now, I think for the female, they're a little too soft as well. I mean, it kind of makes sense if they're a female, though, but I kind of wish the female could also still, you know, choose maybe to have bigger horns or whatever. I know maybe that doesn't make sense. I don't see like, you know, moo-moos running around with giant horns, but I just feel like their customization is kind of lax. Like, this looks fine. I think that's okay. I feel like the girls should have way bigger hair. But it's weird, but the guys actually have like way more hair options that seems way bigger. And again, they don't have customization with the back hair for some reason, when I feel like that's a big missing component that would make the girls really stand out. So that's a bad thing. But a main thing I have is look at the Tauren. Look at these guys. They're even the guys. They're cows, dude. These are supposed to look like bulls. They're supposed to look like berserking, raging bulls. And if you look at the cinematics and if you look at the official art, they have so much more detail. Like, look at this. Look at the muscles, man. Look at this guy. Does this guy look like a cow? No. This guy looks like he will mess you up. This guy will destroy you. And look at other people's renditions of this. Now, this one still has a soft face, but this body is so much more, you know, kind of scary. And now here's some official art. This one, I can definitely like feel some Vanilla WoW vibes from this one. But I still feel like there's just more detail. There's more of a muscular, more of a manly shape to it all. We go back in game, it's just kind of bulbous. You know, I mean, yeah, he's got big arms, but like, he just looks fat, dude. He looks soft. He looks soft, and look at his face. He's just got soft face. Like, maybe you can make a more mean face. Like, that one's kind of mean, but God, I feel like there should be way more. And if we actually look through other people's fantasy art of the Tauren, we can definitely see what people fantasize the Tauren to be, what they imagine a Tauren should look like, what they could look like, but they kind of don't. And again, if you look at the official art for Blizzard and their cinematics, yeah, no, it does. Like, I feel like that's their fantasy too. Look at this chin. Look at that chin. Look at that, man. That is a chin, dude. That's what I'm talking about. What is this? What is this, man? What is this? I have to hide it with facial hair so I can pretend I'm muscular. Goodness, I mean, hey, at least if you make like a Death Knight Tauren, yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about. That's some badass shit. I don't know why it has 4 eyes, but dude, I'm fucking badass, dude, right there. But yeah, I don't know. It just isn't really, I'm not really jiving with it, but we can go through the customization for every single race. You know, we can count all the different options and we can compare and contrast it to other MMOs. And just know, even other MMOs that use sliders, they generally do have this number of presets or more. So WoW is definitely failing behind, but you have to consider all the different, you know, races. Again, you have to consider all the different races. You have to consider that all of these have very different silhouettes. They all have different animations. They're all radically different in that. So we have to applaud the World of Warcraft for that. Look at this, dude, his freaking spine sticking out. That's amazing, dude. Undead Death Knight looks awesome. So we have to applaud that. But as a new player, if you're jumping into this game, you might not like and appreciate the initial customization, and no one can blame you for that. No one can. The entirety of World of Warcraft's concept is you continuously play, you continuously get new armor, or now even new races, where then you get, you know, the customization that looks radically different. And I think fantastic to an extent. That's a cool idea. It's a cool band-aid. And we are getting new races every expansion, maybe even within expansions. I know we got two new allied races coming, probably going to be 4 eventually. But initially, what you should think about is macro details, and I'm not saying forgive World of Warcraft for having a lackluster customization. I'm just making a video saying, yes, I acknowledge it. It does. It does have lackluster customization. Some races just look bad too. Some races don't have as many options as others, such as Blood Elf has amazing options, and I would argue Human doesn't really. Not fantastic. Yeah, I mean, at least for the male. So yeah, I just wish there was more, and I think you wish there was more too, but don't let that impede you. I wanted to make this video because I got way more WoW content coming, and the initial customizations, whatever. The initial clothing that you're gonna get in this game is also pretty freaking bad. But this is an endgame focused game. It's all about getting radical different armors. You know, you're gonna look way freaking different. You have no idea, my dudes. These things, no, dude. This is nowhere near endgame armor. Don't even think that this is endgame armor, my dudes. Endgame armor is gonna look a little bit different. I got disconnected from the server. So I just wanted to tell you that, guys. You know, but I do also want to mention, hey, I think it could be better. I think it could be. So that's just my complaints. That's my criticisms. I really wish Turin was more muscular so I could play them more. You know, more lean is really what I want to go for. Because I think that's the spirit of what a Turin is, dude. And I think Worgen should be fixed immediately as well. But overall, just know WoW's customization is more endgame focused. And I hope you can, you know, get past the early game to enjoy that. So if you guys are wondering what the early game mechanically is like, I'm going to do a video on that. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more. Click the bell for tell when I go live with my streams. And this was just a quick little video I wanted to spit out and give you my thoughts and feelings. Thanks for watching, my dudes. See you again next time.